some lovely phrase of Henry Kissinger about diplomacy. I can't remember exactly what it is, but it's basically that diplomacy is about a series of small steps. And I think it's the same thing for DII, really. You need to keep doing all the right things. You need to keep people focused on the vision of this, because actually I think it's a vision that pretty much everyone agrees with. It's getting from A to B that's the problem, and I think you just have to keep pushing all the different tracks.
Thank you all very much. Well, I promised that I would open the floor up to questions, and I see that there's a gentleman over there who already has his hand raised. So if I may please set a few ground rules, please tell us who you are, and if there is a particular person on the panel that you address your question to, and also please keep your question a question, so that other people can also have a turn to ask theirs. Please.
Groupe de la Banque mondiale. J'ai écouté avec intérêt cette discussion, j'ai quand même une question. J'ai quand même l'impression que c'est un peu un jeu du bonneteau. Vous savez, le jeu du bonneteau, on a trois petites boîtes, et il y a deux cartes, et il y a une carte qu'on essaie de trouver, on ne la trouve jamais. Alors la carte que je ne trouve pas, c'est le prix. J'ai entendu M. Sigil Massir des choses très intéressantes, je le remercie, mais nous devons, aux politiques publiques, apporter l'énergie de manière abondante et peu coûteuse dans des systèmes soutenables. Alors la question que je vous pose, c'est est-ce que nous bâtissons un système soutenable, notamment l'énergie renouvelable massivement subventionnée, des utilities qui sont en faillite, parce qu'il faut bien appeler un chat, certaines des utilities européennes sont en faillite. D'accord? Et à la fin, nous avons un prix de l'énergie qui est extrêmement élevé. Donc, ce qui est supportable pour l'Allemagne, qui je crois paye 325 € le mégawatt, ou la France, qui peut payer des énergies à son, entre guillemets, vrai prix, est-il souhaitable pour les pays du Sud? Est-ce que c'est une bonne idée de développer des énergies extrêmement coûteuses, ou alors soutenues par le budget de l'État de manière, je dirais, pratique, mais de manière pas tout à fait avouée, parce que les subventions au budget peuvent être très importantes. Je ne parle pas du tout du Maroc, je parle de tous les pays de la zone, bien entendu.
Excusez-moi, monsieur Bédouche, à quelqu'un en particulier vous adressez cette question?
Celui qui veut répondre est le bienvenu.
À Bruxelles, non?
Bruxelles, oui, pardon, vous avez raison, celui où c'est.
Madame Essaïk, I don't want to put you on the spot, but I think what we have heard is that renewable energy is expensive. Developing countries already have a lot of pressure. Their utilities face a lot of pricing pressure. How sustainable is this? I'm reading the report that DII has prepared seems to suggest that in some cases renewable energy is actually quite cost competitive. In some cases, with conventional alternatives. And you mentioned that the development of renewable energy in Morocco was as much motivated by local considerations as the possibility of export. But would you like to take a first stab at responding to the price issue?
Tout d'abord, le cas du Maroc, c'est le gouvernement, c'est l'État qui supporte le gap. Et par conséquent, je ne crois pas que c'est moi qui dois répondre pour cette question de prix. C'est vrai que nous, ce que nous espérons, c'est qu'il y a une part de notre électricité verte qui soit exportée pour pouvoir bénéficier quand même des avantages qui se trouvent de l'autre côté de la rive méditerranéenne. Le Maroc subit donc les conséquences. C'est vrai qu'on a une convention qui nous dit donc des engagements et notre souhait c'est d'avoir un progrès technologique qui permettra que la technologie solaire soit compétitive prochainement. Voilà.
Elena, would you like to say something about prices in the tank?
I think in Egypt we have two problems. The first problem about the subsidy. Government introduced every year big subsidy to the energy for the poor people. This subsidy reached this year about $5 billion. only for the energy. This big subsidy, one of the limited to spread the renewable energy. For that, the government put new strategy or new policy to subsidize, to transfer this subsidy from thermal energy to the renewable energy if we wanted to spread this renewable energy. The government tried, but in a limited step. We view that the private sector can solve some question, this problem, but by introducing some incentive from the government to this private sector, like land. We give to the private sector free. We also without no custom on all the spare parts and the tools. Also, we give him all the free for the buy the energy to any person if he wants. Also, can be make a purchase agreement 25 years. We try, but I think we need more steps if wanted to more speed renewable energy in Egypt in the future.
Let me take another question. We have several hands, so please, I will come to you. Let me start with the gentleman here in the third row. And please tell us who you address your question to.
Thank you.
If you have someone.
Dr. Jan Hedberg, Green Oil Libya. I have several questions for a couple of the present. EU was at certain times hostage to OPEC oil energy, was hostage to Russian gas. Are you afraid that if you invest in Northern Africa, you might be hostage to a future effect?
Do you want to ask all your questions, or do you want me to answer that one?
Yeah, answer that one. Has it been discussed at all?
I don't think it has been discussed. I don't know the answer to your question, but I mean, I think it's obviously it's a perfectly reasonable question to ask, but I'm not sure that it's necessarily a question for right now. We live in a world of all sorts of energy uncertainties, and that may be one in the future, but it doesn't strike me as the biggest energy uncertainty of those that we have to grapple with right now.
Thank you. The second question is for Germany.
Yeah, but can you hold that, because Germany will be right back. Let me take another question while we wait for Germany to return. So I had seen a hand over here. Can we get the microphone to this gentleman here, or perhaps you can share your microphone for a minute?
My name is Zulu. I'm working in Morocco for the German Development Corporation. My question goes to Mr. Troy. We had in Europe for a long time, in the period of accession of new member states, namely in the East, we had a big program for reinforcing and enlarging infrastructure. It was called Interreg. From a Moroccan perspective, for the exportation of green electricity, one of the most important barriers is in Europe. Not only on the political level, that's one point, but the other one are really technical reasons. The lack of big electricity transmission network is evident, namely Spain to France, it's well known, but it's also more in general, and you can even enlarge this question to the other interconnections which are still missing between Italy, Tunisia, or even Turkey and so on. Question, Mr. Oettinger, has any ideas about this issue?
Well, I can certainly ask him. I think I understand it's something that is being thought about. I also understand that I think it depends to a considerable extent on the viability of all this, on the interoperability of the different European systems and the viability of importing renewable energies from North Africa. And I think the jury is still out on that, because even within Europe we still have a long way to go in terms of deciding how renewable energy is going to fit into the energy mix. But I think certainly it's a valid point, and it's something we do need to think about more.
Let me go to Paul. I think you had a question, and then I will come back to you. I promise I will come back to you for the second question, but let me just go to Paul first.
Well, yeah, my name is Paul.